Come meal prep with me and see what nutritious meals we have for this week. Oven roast chicken with veggies, chicken tenders in caramelized onions and caramelized tomatoes with roasted zucchinis, oven baked Seabream with mashed potatoes, lamb in sweet soy sticky sauce with roasted zucchinis, lunch proteins, fish cakes, steamed prawns, and air fryer salmon pieces. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's episode. I believe this week is week 11 for meal prep. Today I'm not feeling quite in the mood for meal prep, to be honest. I just felt very lazy today, and so yeah, I didn't feel to meal prep today, but I know the week is not going to go fluid. But here we are, so let's start. Today, of course, I have to prepare, I believe, 4 dishes. There's no leftover dishes, so it's 4 dishes and all our lunch proteins as well. And so for today, our first dish is going to be oven roasted chicken. Very simple, very straightforward with veggies. So let's start. There's your roasting pan. And all you're going to do is pack your chicken. I have a few pieces here. I don't oil my pan because the chicken will render its own oil. No need for oil. Then you want to pack your veggies as well. I have carrots. I hope everything can fit in here. Then I also have pumpkin. I'm just going to put the pumpkin on top of the carrots here. Here you go. Pumpkin. We have salt and pepper for our chicken. And our, I almost said tomatoes, potatoes. So let's put that also in. Just want to put that potatoes lovely in there. And this is a tablespoon of salt and a quarter teaspoon of, I almost said sugar. Not sugar, the other one. Pepper. That's all you want to do. A quarter teaspoon of pepper, black pepper. And that's it. Your dish is prepared. Let's put it in the oven. Cook on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's time to check on our roast chicken in the oven, roast chicken and veggies. Ooh, beautiful and done. What a day. Well, on to our next dish. As I said, our next dish is going to be oven baked Seabream. And whole Seabream, this is what it looked like. We want to start with a teaspoon of oil. Seabream has a lot of oil, so you do not want to put a lot of oil in your pan. And then you're just going to brush your pan with that, just to give the pan a little bit of lubricant. But yeah, that's that. And now you want to bring your Seabream. Already cut, already cleaned. You want to put some salt inside your Seabream. And then salt on top of it. And at the bottom of your pan as well. Again, teaspoon of salt this time. Quarter teaspoon of pepper. All right. This too is done. We will serve this with mashed potatoes, which is already done as well. Let's put this in the oven with the chicken. Yep, they all go in together. I don't play. Oops. Let me not burn myself now. Miss, I don't play. Let's check on our fish. Our fish is done. This will be served with mashed potatoes. So that's done too. I am exhausted. Almost there. Whew, I'm on lunch protein, so we're almost there. I'm letting the chicken cook until it's done. Dish 2 is done. right, guys, let's move on to our vegetables. So everything that's going in the oven, we are preparing that now. For veggies, as per usual, we're going to roast a pan of zucchinis. For this week, it's already oiled. I just use 1 tablespoon of oil, and then I rub the zucchinis in the oil. Salt you need just a little bit, and sprinkle a bit of pepper on. That's enough. And in the oven. This is why I like a big oven, because you can put 4 dishes in this oven and just let them bake on the same temperature. Our zucchinis is done, nice and roasted. Moving on to the next dish. Now we're going to start with our oven top dishes. So let's start. Let's prepare our last main meal or main dish for this week. So this meal will have a few different elements. First of all, the dish is called soy sticky chopped lamb. It's like chopped beef, but I use lamb for it. What I did with the lamb first, I boiled the lamb or pressure cooked the lamb so that I'm sure the lamb is going to be nice and soft. And now I see it's quite a bit of fat that the lamb rendered, and I'm simply scooping it off because some of this fat I'm going to use for the actual dish, and also some of the liquid, the gravy, whatever you call it. First, we're going to take some of this juice to make the soy sauce. This is difficult, but just bear with me. So I'm just going to take some juice, and there's going to be fat with it. It's okay. I just want some of this so that I don't use unnecessary water while I have water here. Okay. So I got more or less half a cup of water out of there, or juice. A 1/4 cup of soy sauce I'm going to add here, and a tablespoon of potato starch. Now we have to mix this through. Make sure your potato starch is dissolved in this mixture. I can put this on this hot stove. Okay, I'm taking this pan and I'm going to heat up this mixture in this pan. And we want this mixture to become sticky. If it's not sticky enough, then we have to make more potato starch water. All right, guys, my camera died, but I showed you guys. My camera died, and what I add to the sauce is 3 teaspoons of sugar, because it's sweet, sticky sauce. And I actually saw how tired I look on camera, but let's just continue with meal prep. Just checking over. I'm forgetting everything now. Anyway, so the soy is nice and thick. It would have been okay if it's even stickier, but let's just put our meat in. And now we're just going to cook our meat in this sweet sticky soy sauce. And when the zucchinis are done, we're going to add some zucchinis to this as a veggie. So that's that for this dish as well. All the dishes are quite simple this week and quick. It's not too many elements to it. But the reason why I pressure cook the lamb, usually lamb can be a bit tough. You just never know with lamb. Honestly, sometimes it's just a hit and miss for us here. So I pressure cook it so that it's nice and soft and nobody has to when you eat. So yeah, this dish is just going to become sticky as it cooks. And then I put the roasted zucchinis in here and the dish is done. Guys, I also just want to show you guys, remember this is the gravy that I drained from the lamb, and this is the fat that I scoop off the lamb. Look at this amount of fat. I did not put any of this in the soy mixture or in the soy sauce or in the pan. I didn't have to. I guess there is just a lot of fat in the lamb, and this is lamb shanks. It didn't look fatty, but this is what it rendered. And I did not put any extra oil when I actually did the sticky soy sauce lamb. Whew, look at this. It's a lot of fat. I'm disgusted by this. Ugh. And you cannot really see, you cannot see the fat on the lamb. It didn't look fatty, but this is what it rendered. And I didn't pressure cook it in any fat. Can't believe this. Wow. Ugh. Now you know. Pressure cook that lamb first so that you can scoop out all the fat. So what I did, I let it cool down completely until it's cold, and then you can really see the layer of fat on top of the gravy. I cannot believe this. And our zucchinis is done, and now we can add some in both of these pans. Nice and roasted, while the fish and the chicken are still cooking. So let's add some zucchinis in these pans. You can use any veggies of your choice, but for my husband and me, we love zucchini, so lots of veggies to each pan. All I'm doing now is mix them through, and this dish is done. Oh, it looks good, and it smells good. This dish is done. I am back with our third main dish. For this dish, it's going to be chicken tenders in caramelized onions and tomatoes. As you know, I prepare my caramelized onions, I prepare my caramelized tomatoes in advance. So that is not going to be cooked on meal prep day. For this dish, we're going to use a teaspoon of olive oil. Again, just to lubricate our pan. A teaspoon of garlic. Now we just want to give this garlic some color before we put in our chicken. But actually, we can put in our chicken just like this. Let's brown our chicken. All right, chicken is nice and brown. Now we can put in our caramelized onions. I just use a 1/4 cup, and caramelized tomatoes, 1/2 cup. Turn your stove or your heat to medium. Oops. And now we're just going to let it simmer until our chicken is done. And once our roasted zucchinis are done, I'm going to put some of that roasted zucchinis in this pan. 1/4 cup of water. Cover your pan and let this cook for 10 to 15 minutes, and it's done. Let's finish off our chicken tenders with the caramelized onions and caramelized tomatoes. We just added our zucchinis, and we just want to toss this a bit. We're not going to cook it again. Everything will just now soak in each other's flavors. And this dish is done too. All right, guys, on to our lunch proteins. For our lunch proteins, we're going to have staple salmon pieces in the air fryer, just salt and pepper on here. Number 2, we're going to have fish cakes. I'm going to make some fish cakes. So this is fresh fish that I cut up. I put it in my blender and I blended it. That's it, with 2 eggs, just to make it a bit pliable for the blender. And so after you blend, you have to really clean your blender well. I clean my blender with fresh lemons. That's what I put in it with water. So this, I'm going to take some Cajun spice, a 1/4 tablespoon over there. Just a bit of pepper and maybe a bit of mixed herbs. Now we're going to mix it. I am tired, so today you're not going to get the fresh me, but you get a version of me. Okay, I'm going to mix this and I'm going to form my fish burgers, and then we're going to bake it off together. let's finish up our lunch proteins. So I showed you this air fryer, sorry, the salmon pieces in the air fryer. I just shaped down our fish cakes. That's going on. And then as per usual, prawns in the pan. And this we're just going to steam, add some salt and pepper on it. And that is it for our proteins. So our proteins is done. Our 4 dishes are done. Lunch veggies, I'm only going to do the okra with the sweet peppers. There's veggies in every dish, so I am not going to bother too much with lunch veggies. And we have the butternut squash, butternut squash and carrots in the roast veggies as well. So that's that. What a day, but we made it. I will come back when everything's done. Let me clean my dishes now, because I haven't cleaned anything while we were cooking. This is very much unlike me, because I usually clean everything. By the time we're done cooking, everything is clean as well. But anyway, today's a different day. Today I just feel exhausted because I was sick yesterday. Yeah, so see you in a jiff. All right, guys, our lunch proteins are done. Our prawns are done. Sorry, our salmon pieces are done. Prawns is done. And our fish cakes are done. And so I think for the fish cakes next time I will only use 1 egg, because I can see it's a bit too much egg that I use, but luckily it's just fish and nothing else in that patty. Hi guys, we are at the end of our meal prep day. The only thing that I did not prepare is the okra and sweet peppers. I will prepare it in a jiff, but this is our veggies for, just for lunch. But yeah, I have prepared 4 very, very easy meals today, and I hope this inspired you once again to meal prep. It's really, really easy to do these dishes, 2 in the oven, 2 on top of the stove, and always your lunch proteins is an option. And so if you have the time and if you want to make lunch proteins and lunch veggies for your family or for yourself, you may do so. If not, try and prepare at least 2 to 3 dishes for the week. You have seen last week, I have prepared only 3 dishes, main dishes for dinner and our lunch proteins. So try and do it and see whether you like it. But in any case, I hope my cooking show inspires you to meal prep. At least I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to come from work, then I still have to cook, and I want to do a workout. I don't feel that way. I feel still refreshed every evening, just knowing coming home, I can just take off my clothes and put on my workout clothes and go for my workout. That is just something big off my shoulders. I do not have to think about, the first thing I have to do is cooking. No. That is not going to work for me. I rather take the time at the beginning of the week, Sunday afternoon, 3 hours I need just to cook, with the help of my husband, helping me to prep the veggies and the protein. So yeah, let your husband and your kids help you, as I always say. Till next time, till next week. I'll see you.